it had. Like, I had messaged you earlier in the week. I was like, I was so impressed with the little animation of the mouth moving.
Yeah, when Joseph told me he was going to be including that, I was like, oh, that's so cool.
I'm slowly but surely learning how to get closer and closer to animating. By the end of the series, we'll have a full animated thing. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to go live. Let me just... Oh, are we live now? We might be live now.
I think we might be live now.
Cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Last Lamia 1000 subscriber live stream.
Hello.
Director,
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, if I have to. Hello, everyone. I'm Ashton Mesmer, director and co-director, co-producer, whatever, and voice actor, voice of Jason for The Last Lamia. And this is my very first live stream, so I am extremely nervous, but I'm hoping as this stream goes on, I'll loosen up a little bit, and especially when the conversation rolls on. And yeah, that's me.
Am I next?
Yep, you're next.
Okay. Well, I'm Willow Wisteria, and I play the voice of the Lamia. I'm also really nervous, but I'm trying to mask myself so I don't sound as nervous. And hopefully I'll loosen up as well. And you guys get to hear how weird I really am in person. So yeah, that's it about me.
Cool. Well, I'm Joe. I have a production company called Spiral Eye Productions, and I do all the editing for the series. So I'm the editor and basically behind the scenes guy. And also I occasionally voice a couple side characters like angry old people or scientists that die on the ground. It's great.
It was a beautiful part. You did beautifully.
So yeah, we were going to start by asking the audience, you our fine audience, for questions. And if you want to hold on to them or write them in the chat now, either way, we're going to come back to questions later. And if you could address them to specific people or to everyone. So, for example, say, Ashton, I was wondering blank. Or to everybody, I was wondering blank. So if you did that, that would be great. That would be very convenient. And you can hold on to those or post them now, and we'll come back in a few minutes and answer those questions. So first thing we wanted to talk about was, how does it feel to hit 1,000 subs, everybody?
Well, oh god, I'm still trying to wrap my head around when we hit like 700 or 800, because that was back when episode 2 came out. I was just blown away, because as I would look, like, the sub count would just be exponentially increasing, and I never thought in my wildest dreams we'd get to that, let alone 1,000 subs. So it feels really, really humbling to reach this number, and I'm excited to see like how far our channel will grow in the future.
Yeah, and Willow, is this your second time on a channel you've been a part of hitting 1,000 subs?
Yes, it is. And I'm just so proud, like, not just being a part of the project, but I'm so proud for the artist and you guys for just getting something that started so small, because I'm always really supportive of just starting from the very bottom of on your own and then getting somewhere. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but to creators, that stuff is really close to your heart and it does matter. And I'm just proud. I'm sorry. I'm like a happy mom watching their child just like, yes, child of mine. I'm just so happy that you guys are getting this project off the ground and people notice and acknowledge it.
Well, we're glad to have you as a part of it.
Yay, thank you.
It wouldn't be as great without all three of us and the other help from all the artists and all the other voice actors that have been a part of this. It wouldn't be what it is today without everyone's help.
And not without the fans. We'd like to,
of course, yes,
of course, take a moment to
100%.
thank all 1,013 of you as of last time I checked, and the many more that tune in and haven't subscribed yet, which is fine. But you know,
thank you to all of you watching. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. Especially to all of those who leave a comment as well, like all your suggestion, feedback. We really do appreciate it. I enjoy looking at all the comments, whether they be creative or hilarious. It makes my day.
Yeah, I mean, on YouTube, I think you said it, Willow, that it's just sometimes it's hard to start from nothing, especially nowadays with all the different people competing. And I think it's really an achievement that we've managed to sort of break that initial barrier of obscurity.
Oh yeah, and it's original content too. It's not something that's following a trend or trying to be like anybody else. So
yeah, I mean, it's pretty out there, and that kind of leads me into the next topic, which I suppose is mostly for Ashton, but for all of us, is sort of how we got here and how the idea that became The Last Lamia started.
Oh boy, this was near the end of 2016 when I first decided to do this. I had been writing for about 8 years, and my writing had finally gotten to the point where I was interested to see it in a new medium, just to try it out and get like opinions on my writing as well. And there was one story that I thought would make for a good series. I've known Joseph for a lot of years now, and when I approached him with the idea, I was surprised how enthusiastic he was about, like, he was like, yeah, we can totally make this a series. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'll get to writing. Open up that good old Google Doc, and I'm still writing the scripts to this day, and I'm always excited to see them turn into beautiful art and beautiful editing done by editor extraordinaire.
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry, it was allergies, but yeah, the story, I admit, when I first pitched it to Joseph, there were a lot of elements to it, and I thought for sure, I'm like, there's no way he's gonna go for this. Like, it's too much. But he was very understanding about it, and I'm glad to work with him on this project. Obviously, I'm not gonna spoil anything for the coming episodes, but we're just gonna talk about like from episode 1 to currently with episode 4. It's been amazing to see. It's one thing to imagine it when you write the story, but it's something different when you see it in imagery and like giving the characters voices. It's really, oh god, I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's just
It's surreal, right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, word gods.
Oh god.
Oh no, somebody that understands all of Ashton's references.
But yeah, it's been interesting, and I hope that as the series goes on. By the way, for anyone who was wondering, this is not the end of the series. There is an episode 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's a 10 episode web series that we planned out, and however long it takes, I hope we can get it all.
Yeah, that's an important announcement. So there will be 10 episodes in total.
Yes.
Only
10 juicy episodes, varying in time lengths.
So, going back to something you said earlier, sort of the surrealness of seeing something that was in your head become a reality. We can talk about episode 1, which was sort of a first step for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For episode 1, oh god, I don't know what to say about episode 1. Mostly because like the art and the characters, and Willow's voice and Joseph's cameo were great. It was just my untrained voice, and today it's still not even that great. Just hearing it come out as Allburn.
So much edge and angst. A true anime main character.
So yeah, even looking back at that, it's hard to because this was like the first really big project that I've done. I've voice acted in some other videos, but this was like the first one where I was had a whole lot of lines, and it was it was it was all right. I'm glad I learned from my mistakes, but the story, I quite liked the beginning, how we laid it out, and episode 1, like so far right now, that's like almost 30,000 views, and I'm still blown away by like how much people like really like that. I think it's at almost 500 likes. So right now, that's our most successful video on the channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, episode 1 was definitely a big success, even though it was a first step for all of us. Now I know Willow is more experienced as a voice actor, but how was it for you?
What?
Sort of with what slander are you sharing about me? But how was
No,
it for
like
you?
it was fun for me. I mean, I tend to have to calm myself down whenever it's like, oh, okay, you've got this part or whatever it may be. But when I was contacted and you guys were just like, yeah, we're doing this little thing, trying to get it up off the ground. I'm like, yes, because like I said, I just support the whole I'm my own artsy person kind of thing. If that makes any sense, it probably doesn't, but yeah. And I don't know, I was really impressed when I saw how well put together for a first episode this thing was. And like Ashton said, I look back on the older episodes and I'm just like, oh, I could have done this so much better. And I cringe at some of the things that I say, or the speed that I say it. So it's a learning curve, and we're all gonna get to where we need to get, and I think it's gonna just get better anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Hindsight's always 20/20. Well, I know for me, episode 1 was definitely a unique experiment in how to present a lot of these sort of abstract ideas, and in a way that was good for YouTube, because I think our original idea was just make this a podcast, and I think while that might have been moderately successful, I don't think it would have been nearly as accepted as what it's sort of grown into.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of which, let's talk about what it's grown into. So with each episode, we get a little more of a glimpse at the world buzzing around in Ashton's head, and I wanna ask you, Ashton, about some of the world building and the lore and how you get a lot of these ideas.
Oh God, how I get some of these ideas? Well, it certainly isn't from a fairy who just pops them into my head every night, if only. It's been more so based off of some of my writing that I've done over the years. For a while, I've been really interested in the idea of a single creature, and it's always been like the center of a lot of stories that I've done, and that's that's the Lamia. For oh geez, yeah, for a few years. The hold on, let me gather my thoughts real quick.
Absolutely no problem.
The creature I've always been really interested in is the Lamia, and like I had heard of like creatures like mermaids before and like their lore, but to me, like I wasn't very fluent in their lore. So I thought it would be cool to sort of develop this sort of world that she's in. And I liked the idea of having her as the last one, the last Lamia, to address like what a lot of humans may go through when they feel alone.
I was just going to say that.
I really wanted to have like a human aspect for her, as well as sort of expose her to a purely human element like Jason, because to that point, like she's like killed off every human that's arrived on her island, but this is the first one that she's left alive. So she takes him up on his offer to maybe, you know, learn more about humanity and learn that maybe it isn't all doom and gloom. The world building, we haven't done too much. I don't think
we've done a lot behind the scenes. We haven't revealed too much.
Right. I think the first really big world build was like I think when they encountered the waterfall in episode 2, and then more so when we get a glimpse at the other story that's going on in conjunction with Jason and the Lamias, which is the company known as Avatech, and that is it will be revealed more later on, but basically it's a company that is unfortunately failing in present time and is searching for Jason, because obviously he's learned something that he shouldn't have, and so Avatech and Jason are somehow connected, and their main assassin cyborg guy, as I've seen written in the comments, has been eagerly hunting him down, looking for him, and he's finally found a lead, and he's ready to go after Jason. But first, he has to deal with a few loose ends within the company, within the project that he's been involved in for a lot of years. So I'd say there's been more world building on that side rather than on the island, but then there's the creature that I dubbed the name the Carcavaris. That was just basically a piranha plant from Mario, just bigger and like the Sarlacc from Star Wars, where you might be digested for over 1,000 years.
Yes.
Unless you're Boba Fett. But that's not canon anymore.
Oh, God.
Oh no. Wait, that's not canon?
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
the Advocate, right? The shadowy man in the mask. I see his actor is in our live chat at the moment, and he had a question, which I think I will give priority because of his tremendous giving to the series. And he asks, is it pronounced Lamia or is it pronounced Lamia?
Oh my god. That is the question.
So it's officially pronounced according to what dictionary did you look up?
Google Dictionary. Because I had noticed, I think this was like after episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up because I had noticed Willow was saying Lamia, and for the longest time, Joseph and I have been pronouncing it Lamia. So I decided to look it up and found out the two of us have been saying it wrong for years. So we decided to go with the correct pronunciation, and it has been. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. Like I'm saying Lamia more than Lamia.
I definitely said Lamia in this stream already.
No, I know, Josie. You told me you were like, I'm never gonna get the hang of that.
Once it's stuck in my brain, it's hard to rewire. But that's okay. I don't have too many speaking parts, so.
And I was doubting myself when I heard Ashton say his part. I was like, oh, crap. I've mispronounced once again, because anyone who knows me or knows my channel, I can't spell or pronounce stuff properly half the time. So I wasn't surprised if I had gotten it right or wrong, because I wasn't going to look it up. That takes too much effort. I'm not going to do all that. But, yep. Glad I'm right for once.
Yes, so I hope that answers your question, Stormwolf. We appreciate your contribution to both the show and the live stream.
Shout out to my BF.
Aw.
Best friend, not boyfriend.
Oh.
It's best friend.
Nope, it's boyfriend. That's official.
But no, it's not canon.
That's canon.
I was just about to say it's canon.
It's canon.
It's not canon. It's totally not.
Who said it's pronounced llama?
I have to give them credit. Whenever I've written Lamia, autocorrect always thinks it's llama.
Llama.
So lamias are from Greek mythology. But
yes.
our show, where are they from, Ashton?
Egypt. Yes, they are.
So she would be a Naga, wouldn't she?
Well, the sort of canon we have going is... Well, I guess maybe if Nagas... Anyway. we've always just...
Just brush me off, that's fine.
It's hard to explain. I mean, maybe she would be, but it's far too late now. We're kind of mixing and matching with our mythologies.
Yeah, the way that I've sort of thought about it, because there was something else, I can't think of it right now, that I brought up to Joseph, and I was like, oh crap, we're not really that accurate. It was something else pertaining to the Egypt part, and then I was like, you know what? This is just an alternate. This is more of an alternate universe. Let's just, kind of build it the way that we've built it. I mean, in this series, who knows? Fiji could be spelled F-I-G-I.
Oh, Lord.
I could not believe it. It was actually Stormwolf who told me that. And I was like, oh no, I've already uploaded.
Yeah. Mistakes of the series. One day we'll make a compilation with all of them for everybody to enjoy.
I cannot wait for that.
I still can't live it down. Another friend of mine sent me a text message later that said, oh, bring us some figgy pudding. Oh, bring us some figgy pudding. And I was like, shut up, it's Fiji.
Oh.
Oh, that was sweet, though. I had to laugh. Oh,
So I think.
but yes,
Oh, but yes, what?
nothing. Just
Oh,
go on.
that's a
Just
shame.
don't listen to my rambling.
I thought there was about to be brilliance bestowed upon us. Perhaps later.
Oh, yes, perhaps later.
So the next thing I thought we could talk about was voice acting and directing voice actors. So, Willow, this is obviously not your first time voice acting, since your whole channel is dedicated to the craft. Do you have any insight as to how you do what you do and how you do it well?
Well, I know I'm my biggest critic, so when you say well, I'm thinking nope, nope, not at all. But
Assume that
I
your fans have good taste and that they think you do a good job.
oh, well, first off, it's just more for me anyways. It's I have to relax and try not to like when you're recording and you're in front of a camera and you feel all awkward and strange, kind of uptight. I have to bring myself down from that cuz I get anxious about the dumbest stuff. So I'm just like, okay, if I say this while I'm nervous or while I'm anxious, it's going to sound that way. So when you're trying to convey a certain emotion or get a certain message across, whatever the line may be, I try to put myself in that, oh, okay, how would I feel if I were saying this to somebody? And then say it how you would say it to the person. And I don't have anyone obviously here with me to like live read it to.
Right.
So it's a lot of improv in your head. It sounds crazy, but it's just kind of you're talking to yourself.
Right. No.
In a lot of ways, that
and
sounds more difficult than like acting in front of a live camera, like in a studio.
I would even say that it is because there is no one to bounce anything off of. Like you don't get a reaction, someone telling you, that sounded a little bit, bring it down a little bit or give a little bit more energy in this line. There's no one there, so you have to be your own judge for what someone could potentially say was not right.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just mostly being genuine for me.
Mhm.
It's like if you're going to have someone say something, say it how you would actually say it to a real life person.
Mhm.
Don't say it as a cartoon character or, no, it's once the animation screen comes down, there are no real people. It is just the characters. So I don't know. I think too deep about certain things, so I'm gonna cut myself off. But just to be genuine
Okay.
with your lines is all I can really advise.
Okay.
That's definitely good advice.
Yeah.
Genuine.
The way I've sort of gone about it, it's more of what you said, being genuine.
Mm-hmm.
When I do it, I always feel awkward recording in general anyway because I use voice memos on my phone, so it's just me leaning over my desk, making sure is my head too close to the mic? No, it's not. No. But when it comes time to record, I normally try and be genuine, but at the same time, sort of put myself in the character's shoes. Sort of
Mm-hmm.
think about like the backstory. It's easy because like I know what is happening, but like no one else knows. So thinking about that and putting it into like every line, excuse me, putting it into every line, it's I try to come across as genuine as I can be, and hopefully do the character justice.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm grateful because I'll listen back and I'll be like, yeah, I was. It sounds like I was able to get the emotion through the line, but sometimes I worry because I'm not a fan of my voice. But I kind of hope that like the audience feels the emotion that I'm trying to convey within the lines. And Willie, you do fantastic with those. I have to say, you do fantastic with the Lamia. Almost said her name.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's been absolutely great.
So, Ashton, how is it directing everybody? Is it like herding cats?
Is it like as adorable as that would be? I'm already picturing just the chaos of little kittens. Sorry.
Because I think the most people, I mean, it's going to be more in future, but we've had like up to 5 or 6 people involved with these episodes. So how does that coordination go?
It goes really well when the script is done. Like I'll link it in an email and send it to the voice actors. And what I try to do is establish a reasonable amount of time for them to record it and get it back to me. As like it gets closer to the deadline, sometimes like if it hasn't reached me, I just try and touch base and like just make sure like, hey, is everything all right? Just to sort of plan it out and make sure that there's enough time between when we're planning to release it and when I actually get the recording, because I like to get it and make sure like that everything sounds all right, that it wasn't an error on my end, like a word that I missed. Just sort of checking with all that, but no, it's actually gone really well. I've had the privilege to work with some amazing voice actors and friends, and they've been they've done incredibly well with like getting me their lines on time and everything sounding great. So it's been a privilege.
That's fantastic. So let's talk about the characters now. So there are 2 star characters, Jason and the Lamia.
Yay, you're learning.
Slowly but
surely. It's gonna slip. It's gonna happen.
I'm so scared, but we're doing well so far.
The chat's keeping me in line. I know that if I slip up, the chat will catch me. So, yeah. So, would you, from each of the voice actors' perspective, how would you describe your character, respectively? I guess you can start, Ashton.
Oh no, I was just about to ask Willow if she wanted to go first.
I suppose you. No, I don't mind. For a bit.
Yeah, I don't mind. You can go if you want to go.
I would settle it the way I normally do with rock paper scissors, but given the circumstance,
I'd cheat. I
always use rock. Oh no, my secret.
Wow.
I guess I'll go first. For Jason, for his character, I didn't want to copy like the similar situation that the Lamia has. I wanted to give him a sort of personality that that would not so much clash with the Lamia, but eventually you could see the 2 personalities mashing together really well. They mesh really well. His is more lightheartedness at times, but it's more masking his past, because he certainly hasn't. He's had a bad past, but he hasn't had it worse than the Lamia. But I'm not going to get into the whole whose life is worse sort of deal. But it's more so him trying to come to grips with what has happened, and he spent so much time trying to come to grips with it that he just is like, all right, I can't, I have to leave it behind, I have to try and ignore it as best I can, run as fast as I can, because I've tried and I've failed to let go of the past, because if it weighs me down, then it's going to weigh me down the rest of my life. I need to just plow through it and pray that it doesn't come back and drag me back down. So I'm trying my best not to reveal too much.
Yeah, I know you have to tread carefully.
Yep. But I'd say his character and his life, I think he's mentioned it, but it's been better ever since he met Delamia, because he's been experiencing a happiness that he hasn't for a long time. Like, he had people that he cared about, but now they're gone. And while he's still hesitant about letting someone else through, he wants to learn more about the creature that he came to the island to find out about. And to do that, he's going to have to open himself up a little, whether he really wants to or not. And, I had a thought and I lost it. Story of my life. I'd say that, yeah, meeting the has really helped him, and and I think he likes to hope that him being there has helped the Lamia out, as well as made her happier as well, because we've seen her smiling more, and there's been that endearing talk at night under the stars. So he's thinking maybe there is more to her. Maybe this can work out between us.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's some good insight, and some directorial insight too. So how about you, Willow? What do you think of the Lamia?
Yeah, well, when I had first started out just voicing for her, and Ashton had given me a little bit of her backstory to, help me get into the voice and whatnot, I had to really try and understand she's been alone for a long time, and that's really, really sad. And like you had said earlier, this correlates with how real people are. And being an introvert myself, I know about being by myself for a long period of time. And it does, especially if you've been hurt by someone. So in this case, the human race, she's not going to openly welcome this human on her island with just, good intentions. Right. So I tried to make her sound angry. And that was one of my main concerns when I first started out. I was like, oh, I made her sound so much more, hostile and angry than what she looks. And I was concerned, and I had to think, I was like, no, that is how, to me, she would sound, because you're hurt and you don't trust this person. But as the episodes progress, I'm lightening my tone. She's getting to know him better. And I'm trying to make it real with how she would interact with someone so different, and their pasts or species. Is that what it would be called? Species clash? Well, that's what I'm calling it anyway.
Yeah. I think that would be the best. Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's the best one I got.
Yeah, and whereas Jason masks his pain with trying to be, I would say optimistic. He tries to be optimistic and uplifting at times. She is more of, I'm going to come off as uninterested. It doesn't bother me. So there's this wall around her of, I'm not going to let it bother me because I've just been hurt by your kind. I hate using that term, but your kind so deeply that, I'm trying not to give stuff away. But
I know.
Yeah.
Man, humans are the worst.
They really are. Like, really. If I wasn't one myself, I'd probably be a speciesist. Is that how you say it?
Speciesist.
Speciesist.
Or, yeah. I was gonna say the other one, but that means something different. I was gonna say, well, there's race, and then I'm like,
no.
nope.
No.
I guess, yeah, speciesist, yeah.
Well, I guess lastly, before we get into answering questions, because there are a lot of them accruing, I was going to ask about influences. And basically, this is just an excuse for us to talk about what we like. Movies, shows, books, comics.
Mhm.
How about you first, Willow?
Oh man, where do I start? Well, because October's right around the corner, I am the biggest horror nerd. And I don't want to say horror nerd. Can we say that? But horror horror nerd ever. Like I'm talking old school black and white silence films, Nosferatu every Halloween. I'm a Star Wars nerd, proudly. What else do I like? I don't know. Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, the books.
The books.
I like those. Well, I like the movies too, but the book is always more interesting, in my opinion.
Of course.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Game of Thrones. Sorry.
I've never seen Game of Thrones. I have never seen that.
I won't judge because a year ago I was in that same exact place. My friends were like, "You have to see it."
I'm sure the chat will.
Now it's Rick and Morty.
That is one thing I cannot. I have tried so hard to watch Rick and Morty, and I'm just like, I can't get past him belching every 5 seconds. I can't do it. It messes with me. I'm just like, oh, that is so nasty.
I have yet to a full episode of Rick and Morty because when I first saw it when it came out, I think a couple of years ago, I saw the advertisement on Adult Swim, and I was like, oh, it's just gonna be another like Super Jail or something like that. Like,
yeah,
it's another Adult Swim show with nothing really new to bring. But then a lot of people were saying, well, they really balance a lot of emotional topics. And well, what I'm not going to get into a show I've never seen. But
the way he was talking, I thought the man had seen some stuff. Jesus.
I know. I'm just a deprived little boy who hasn't seen that or a lot of movies. I'm not going to list it because I'm afraid chat's going to just erupt, just going, how have you not seen The Glory?
Yeah, I've already been burned, apparently. I'm already...
Chat's very angry at the heretics that haven't seen Game of Thrones or or Rick and Morty. For a while there, Sunday nights had new episodes of Rick and Morty and new episodes of Game of Thrones.
Which one to watch? You decide. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't watch TV that much anymore, if at all. I'm always on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So with like all the up-to-date TV shows, I'm like, no, it's been 7 months and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe Game of Thrones is still mainly on TV, but definitely Rick and Morty is an internet show.
Yeah.
Whoever says, in the gym, Monty Python, yes. So much yes. I'm sorry, I saw that and I had to point it out.
Which one's your favorite?
Holy Grail.
Holy Grail, yes.
Yes.
I'm being quiet for a reason. I've seen the beginning of Holy Grail.
Oh.
Well,
this needs to be fixed immediately.
No, don't do it, please. I'll do whatever you say. Yeah, I know. Just like I've never seen Interstellar.
Well,
same. It's like when someone's talking to me, it's like talking to your grandma or your mom. Like, she's like, what? No, right. I legit have no idea what you're talking about.
My mom's that same way. She's never seen. I just found this out the other night. She doesn't watch Harry Potter because she can't understand it. Like I was, like, it was like Deathly Hollows Part 2, and
Wait, what?
well, no, it was just on TV, and it was after dinner, and she sat down, and she was just like, Tyler, I don't know why you watched it. I can't wrap my head around it. And they're just like, see, how did that Hermione girl stop them from falling dead? And I'm like, because they have magic. Magic. And I'm just like, because they have wands. They're wizards and witches. And she's like, how do you know they're wizards and witches? And I'm like, oh.
That's what the main franchise is about, Mom.
So, yeah, that was a funny tidbit. And I was like, that's why you've never seen it?
Oh, no, because when you said she didn't understand, I was like, their accent isn't that bad.
Right.
I was like, wait, what? Oh, she couldn't understand the concept of it.
Right. No, she could hear them just fine, but like when it comes to magic, it just baffles her. She's just like, so they did it because of plot convenience. Magic is a plot convenience, eh?
She's too clever.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think the questions have piled up so much I can't even scroll back all the way. So if everyone could do me a favor, and if you posted your question a while ago, please repost it. And I'm going to go back to the beginning and start going through the questions. Let's see. Scour through all the people that are mocking us for our tastes. All right. So, what is the difference? This is from Kramu. What is the difference between a Naga and a Lamia? And this is something we were going to get into
Oh, boy.
a bit ago. As from my understanding, and this could be completely wrong, is that Naga refers to male and Lamia refers to female. But I could be completely wrong.
Oh.
That's what it used to be. I think it might just be difference in religion.
You're really close. It's cultural. It's like, you know how some things immigrate from China down to other parts of the world?
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. So I think Naga was like the Hindu and Middle Eastern over in that area version of a Lamia.
Greek.
Oh.
Lamia was
just-
Greek.
Like regional or something like that. I think.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, that does sound right.
I think.
No, that sounds right. Yeah, I think it's just the cultural difference. So yeah, you're right.
All right.
Yay.
Small history lesson for everybody.
Yay.
The more you know.
The more you know. I promise I won't do that voice again.
I wonder how many kids actually know what show that's from, like originally what that's from.
I will be shocked and also super happy if someone can tell me where that voice is from.
That'll be for bonus points. So our next question is from nerd_world, and it is, so the Lamia doesn't have a name? Or actually, it's so the llama doesn't have a name. But we can only assume,
Yes.
we can only assume that they meant Lamia.
The Lamia does have a name. It has not been revealed yet, and the reason behind that is back in episode 2. She said that to reveal Lamia's true name demonstrates like trust and respect, and he hadn't earned that yet. So she's like, "You don't deserve to know my name, Baka." But it will be revealed by the end. Don't worry.
Oh, foreshadowing. So how soon can we expect a new episode? This is from Anthony Pogue. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I have no idea. How soon can we expect a new episode, Ashton?
Comes back to me. Oh boy. We're hoping. We're trying to stick to like that 2 month schedule, but of course, if we finish it early, it's not like we're gonna hang back and be like, no, it's not November 4th yet. They can wait. No, we try and get it out as soon as we can, but it so happens that always coincides like every other 2 months. But I'd say no later than the middle of November.
Someone in the chat guesstimates that it'll be 6 to 8 months.
For episode 5 or for the whole series?
Wow.
I think that's a dig on us.
For
being slow.
I think so.
Another question from Nerd World. So did Jason really go to the
island?
Right. Did the Jason really go to the island because of the Lamia, or was it for other reasons?
Oh.
Director's discretion with what he can disclose.
Give that man prompts. He's smart. I will say this. The Lamia is not the only reason he's on the island. She is a reason, but she's not the only reason.
Ooh, spoilers.
Spoilers abound.
This next question might also enter spoilers territory, so I'll let you, with your discretion, decide whether to answer it or not. But do you have any trivia that you might be able to fit in this, or you might not be able to fit in the series, but you want to tell us?
Trivia. What do they mean by trivia?
Probably extra little lore things. This, to me, reads like a question that we would answer once the series is finished.
So, like, they mean, like, other, like lore, like other legends?
So,
that
Star Wars has movies, but there's also the expanded universe. Yeah. So I think Mars Red is inquiring about the last Lamia expanded universe.
That's really sad you had to word it like that.
I'm sorry! I'm slow. But now that you say expanded universe, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and say that it would be better to wait until the end of the series to tackle that. But yeah, thank you so much for your question, though. Sorry.
Mars Red, hold on to that question for 6 to 8 business months, and maybe we'll get back to you.
Gosh.
So
I'm just over here shaking my head at you guys, like, really?
What can't you believe more?
No, it's just sad that I completely understand, and I'm sad at myself.
No, I thought you were just like, you were coming to the realization, these are the two people I work with. Like, why?
Nope. It's more of, yep, that's about right.
Oh, man, I'm having a lovely time.
Alrighty. So,
Question.
So, what time period does The Last Lamia take place in?
Good.
Because I know there was some confusion
go ahead.
with that.
Yep. I know there was like one person who thought this took place in like the early 1900s. No, this takes place in a slight future, I guess I'd call it. It takes place around, like, I think 2020. So, like, not the too distant future, but a future that may have some technology that we don't exactly have yet. So I don't want to go as far as to say steampunk, but I'd say it's slightly futuristic, but not like over the top hover car. Like,
it's the future, but not the future.
Yes, correct. Thank you. Thank you for your question.
We have one that harkens back to our interests we were talking about before. Favorite movie,
right?
And why? This is for everyone.
Oh. Willow, would you like to go first?
Oh man, thank you for putting me on the spot because I was trying to think.
What a,
You're very
chivalrous
welcome.
man. What a chivalry.
Oh man, I don't know.
Can we like have like, you know, like maybe favorite Disney movie?
Yeah, let's narrow that down. I can do that.
Star Wars
I can do
Episode
that.
5 is my favorite Disney movie.
That doesn't count. I wept when that happened, bro. No.
Oh my god.
I refuse to believe it's Disney owned. No. But are we seriously doing Disney?
I guess.
Yeah, we can do Disney.
We're modifying the question. Disney movie. Favorite Disney movie.
Okay, well, since I'm a girl, and I didn't have, you know how like people are like, oh, what's your Disney princess based on your year of birth or whatever when you're born? I didn't have one for 93, so, or I thought I didn't have one. And then The Nightmare Before Christmas came out on the same day and year I was born. So I'm like, yep, that's my movie. I like my Nightmare Before Christmas.
So, sorry, I'm just looking through my I'm just looking through my collection of movies because like every favorite movie I have, I've gotten on DVD.
I lied. Never mind, I lied.
Oh, okay. What
Treasure Planet, 100% Treasure Planet. I forgot.
Yeah.
Is that Disney?
I actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
They were at Disney World for a minute, and then people complained, I don't know what this is from, so they cut
They were
it.
at Disney World?
Yeah.
I would have killed for a ride like that.
Yeah.
I watched it so much as a kid that that unfortunately the disc doesn't work anymore. Like I just found it the other day.
Oh.
So I watched it on Amazon Prime. And oh, I love Martin Short in that, but as much as I love Treasure Planet, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I'm trying to think of what my favorite Disney one would be. Favorite movie of this year? Definitely Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Hands down, best one of 2017 for me. For Disney, I wish I could have my girlfriend here because she would be like, Tyler, you fool, I've taught you everything. I've taught you all my favorite Disney movies. Just pick one. No, it would be easy to just go for Kingdom Hearts, but that's a game.
I can't believe that came out like 15, 16 years ago.
I know. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is so close. Joseph, you want to list your favorite Disney movie while I...
Well, I mean, I already did, but there's been queries leveled against it, so I guess I'll pick...
He said the Star Wars.
No, come on, come on. Disney before it owned Star Wars and Marvel.
You mean like everything it owns?
Right.
Probably Toy Story then, because that's technically Disney, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Disney, Pixar.
That's a classic.
It is.
Oh boy, I was hoping for more time. I'm not afraid to admit it.
And you still went last.
Yep, I still went last. I'm gonna have to just go ahead and say Bug's Life, because I did like Toy Story as a kid, but there was something about Bug's Life that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the voice acting, the wisecracks, especially Kevin Spacey as Hopper. Oh god. Yep. So I'd have to say Bug's Life for me.
I didn't know
that was like Pixar's first movie, wasn't it?
I thought Toy Story came before Bug's
Life.
Well,
that was Disney before they had merged with Pixar.
Oh.
Because I remember, like, was the movie Ants came out the same time as A Bug's Life.
I never saw Ants because I was just like, Really? You're gonna rip off
Right.
Bugs? I think the only thing I remember from Ants is that commercial where the guy's shoe almost crushes the ants, but it doesn't. That's all I know.
So we have Bugs Life, Treasure Planet, and Star Wars, but actually Toy Story. Cool. Excellent choices all around. I like Treasure Planet. That's a good choice.
Yeah, it is really good.
The next question we have is, are there vampires in this universe?
No, next question.
Did Kyle R send in that question?
Yes. How did you know?
How did I know?
Oh, unfortunately, no, there are no vampires.
Tan Island vampires.
They could be vampires, but they could not be called vampires.
I think no suffices.
They could be called bloodsuckers. For
Lame.
lack of a better name. I know it's lame. I'm bad at improv. They could be called the Red Suckers.
Moving swiftly along.
Bro.
Tyson Taylor asks, who is Baka?
Oh my god, really?
I love you, whoever. Who sent that? Who?
Tyson
I think that's Tyson
Taylor.
You're my hero.
I think I remember him from the comments. I'm pretty sure I'm matching the name with the guy, but Baka is Japanese for I'm gonna get this wrong.
No. Let him continue to live blissful ignorance.
But he deserves to know. Yeah, that was his only question.
Nope, someone already spoiled it in the comments. It's too late.
Great. Thank you.
So now you can say that you didn't spoil it for him.
I'm still waiting for someone to ask what Nani means.
Oh, God. Weeb 101 here.
Well, we entered the anime review portion of the podcast.
How did we get to this part? Oh, yeah, question. I was like, we were just talking about Disney movies.
Right, and now we're talking about anime memes. Isn't it lovely how podcasts can go from one extreme to the other?
The best conversations are like that.
Yep, the best.
We have a question for Willow from Stormwolf, who voices the Advocate. He asks to Willow, do you see what I have to deal with? Can you feel my pain? Come on, Ashton. Get it together, man. XD JK.
Well, I'm playing it down really safe because, you know, I've just started talking to you guys. I'm just as bad, if not worse. So I'm sorry to say I'm just adding to your pain, my friend. The more you get to know me, the more face palms you will endure, I promise.
But which of us caused the most face palms?
You.
No doubt!
Definitely you.
I thought it was going to go the other way, honestly, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Accept all the face palms.
It's a compliment.
Yay!
We have a question from Thomas Bally Kovac, and it's, how old do Lamias live in this universe?
Oh, another good question. I will let this one out. My original theory for this world was that Lamias are immortal until they find someone who they love that they can bind their soul to. So, like Mary. So they find someone that they love so much that they can't imagine living on after they pass on. But I ended up scrapping that because I didn't want to bring immortality into this world as much, because then it's like, oh, well, then plot convenience is a wonderful shield for the character.
There's like Snake Lady, so if you can't grasp the fact that it's fantasy and understand, then I mean, you know.
Right.
There's no hope for you.
Right.
But to answer your question, they do live longer than humans do.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't say.
They live longer than humans. That's what you get.
Ashton Mesmer, 2017.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh loud. Oh my god.
They live. I'm sorry. They live longer than humans, but that does not mean that they're immoral to everything. So they're impervious to dying from old age, but they can die from fatal wounds, and I guess it's kind of
like elves.
Yeah, and like the Asgardians from Marvel Thor.
From Disney's Thor.
But
get out of here.
Don't do it.
Go away.
Next question.
Joseph. Okay.
Well, this one's more of a comment.
He cut that off real quick.
I was just going to be like, Joseph, how could you do this to me?
I'm sorry, we have a schedule to keep. There's no time to answer. This one's more of a comment than a question. I love the Last Lamia series as much as I love Doctor Who. This is from Triforce Android.
That is saying something, because Doctor Who fans are like Sherlock fans.
Yep. Oh, that is high praise indeed. Thank you so very much.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a comment from Samuel Eli that says, "Finally, someone who likes Treasure Planet."
I know, like,
it was so ahead of its time for something like that. Like the animation and all that. Yep. It wasn't that great back then.
I felt like the only credit it got due was the McDonald's toys.
Which I still have. Oh.
I probably have them somewhere. I never got to complete the map. Like, there were like those extra pieces. That was back when McDonald's toys like
were dope.
Yes, thank you. Now I don't even know what's in Happy Meals anymore.
Ew.
What?
No, I don't want to go into that.
Okay, good. I was like, wait.
It's gonna be like Food Inc.
Oh my god, no.
That's nasty. Ew.
What, food? Wait. Wait, food. Oh!
It's okay. It's okay. We know you're lost. It's all right.
Wait, are you talking about like Food Inc? Like Inc?
It's a documentary. Moving on.
Oh, okay.
The chat seems to be under the impression, Willow, that you have a very good Daenerys Targaryen voice.
A what?
Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
Odd that they say you have such a great Daenerys Targaryen voice when you haven't seen Game of Thrones.
I know. I was like, is that a dinosaur? What is that?
Yeah, you know, Daenerys Targaryen, first of her name, Queen of the Andals, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, and
go to bed.
You know, just you know, her.
To Nerd World, your most recent question. The answer is Ashton. That's your answer. The question was, which one of you is the biggest weeb in the crew? And I defer that. Oh, shots fired.
I can't say that because I have not seen a new anime in 2 years.
Oh, wow. Well, then maybe never mind. It could be me.
I would say Joseph. Joseph is the bigger weeb because he's been watching more anime than I have in a whole year.
I don't know. I'm a cosplayer.
That's
I
pretty
don't
high
know.
ranking.
But it's fun.
Yeah, that is. Well, I wouldn't know. I've never cosplayed.
And
Does Halloween count?
yes.
It counts most of all.
How many times in this stream are you gonna die? Like,
He dies a lot.
I don't die. It's just me coughing. Seriously,
nope,
I'm not. I promise I'm not gonna die.
nope. It's respawning.
It's respawning.
It's just like, okay, I'm fine. Hi guys.
Yes, he really enjoys the sequences where Jason is injured because he really gets to let loose.
He really gets to be himself.
I will. Okay, I'll be honest about that one. When I did the recording, I was sick, so the coughing that I did was genuine. The problem was, it was me forcing a cough, so my cough lasted longer than I wanted it to. And I was like, dang it, no, he's not dying yet. He still has like 3 lines. Oh God.
Well, I think those were excellent questions from our lovely audience. And I would like to move to our final segment of the evening, which is future plans. I had how many episodes, but that was revealed earlier in the stream. So, sort of future plans. What can viewers expect in coming episodes without revealing too much?
Ooh. I can say that a lot of the questions that I've been seeing in the comments of all the videos, a lot of your questions you can expect to be answered real soon. But don't worry, I'll go in more depth with that because that's an easy way out. But what you can
That whole
expect.
sentence just got butchered. I was like, okay, you can get it out. I'm waiting for him to actually. Okay, never mind.
To actually what? To just get it all out? Just
Yeah, to actually say it in English.
Communicate.
There you go.
Yeah, you should know I can't communicate English good. I know good, and I'm writing this thing.
Oh boy, hold on, everybody.
Oh,
This is gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah.
No, I'd say the thing you can look forward to is learning more about Jason and the Lamia's backstory. You can learn more about why they feel the way they do, as well as some backstory and reason on the other side with the Advocate and what his main motivation is. You can expect like different locations. So I know we've already seen like the hieroglyphics for Egypt. Expect beautiful visuals, I imagine, for that. And last but not least, and I will give this away for the next episode, the introduction of a brand new character that I'm hoping becomes a quick fan favorite, because this character was amazing to write lines for, and I'm really hoping that the audience loves it, because I know the person who's voicing this character is ecstatic about it. So
that sounds fantastic.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Indeed, it does.
Excuse me. Sorry, I died.
Oh
Lots
no!
of death.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to move this stream to the dark web. There's so many deaths on it. All right. Well, I think.
Wow. Why was that so casual for you to say?
I'm just
Joseph.
a casual guy.
I'm surprised.
Well, we appreciate everybody coming out, everybody tuning in. We hope you learned a bit about each of us and a little bit about what's to come. And I mean, I can't thank you guys enough, really.
Oh, we're glad we could be here. I'm glad you could join us as well, Willow.
Oh, thank you. You guys too. This is fun.
Yeah, this was really fun.
Maybe if a few more people subscribe, we can do this again. That'd be fun.
Well, you never know. 6 to 8 months really do go by fast.
How did that just became a meme? Who created was that? No, who was that?
6 to 8 months.
What?
Nerd World. You
Nerd
created this. Yeah,
Hashtag 6 to 8 months.
Hashtag 6 to 8 months.
business months.
Weekends not included. Oh. If only
That's a
you knew.
long ass time. I'm sorry, but it is. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to curse. Oops.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're not sticklers about that. Gasp! Oh shit! What just fell?
Nice.
Probably died again. All right. Well, I haven't died yet, so I'll end the stream before I die. I'll die off camera.
Oh my god.
I shouldn't find like hypothetical death this funny, but it is.
Well, thank you,
Oh my
everybody.
God.
Final thanks. And goodbye. Everybody say farewell. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.